How's it going, everybody? Chapters here back again, bringing you another Need to Know News video. First thing we gotta talk about today is the patch notes for the Halo 5 Guardians DLC that just came out a couple days ago called Hammerstorm. It was a pretty big DLC, pretty big patch put into the game. Not sure, patch isn't the correct word, it's just DLC. But it's I think it was 1.4 gigabytes. It was either 1.4 or 3.4 gigabytes, but it was a pretty big download. It took about a couple hours for me to download it, but it's going to vary depending on your internet connection. In it, we have a bunch of stuff, a multiplayer, the sandbox, user interface, a bunch of stuff for Forge. But the biggest things that are in the game that they put in is Griffball, Fiesta Slayer, Assault. We also have components to make Oddball now in Halo 5, so now we're going to get 2 new objective game modes that have been missing from competitive play. Since we've only had, basically Slayer, Capture the Flag, and Strongholds, now we're going to be able to throw in Assault and Oddball into the rotation. So yeah, Griffball is also in, so the Griffball competitive community can move over to Halo 5 now, and I've played it and it actually seems pretty good. It's definitely more intricate now, especially with all the Spartan abilities that add a new dynamic feeling to Griffball. We also have the Halo 1 pistol that has been added to Warzone. I'm not sure if you can use it in custom games. I know you can use the Halo 2 BR, but as of right now, the 3-shot nostalgic Halo 1 pistol is just going to be in Warzone for now as a rec card. Everything else in multiplayer, we have a new map called Torque. It's in space. It's a lot better than Riptide. It kind of reminds me of Narrows from Halo 3, just, you're going to be running back and forth. Just, when you spawn, you're just going to be running forward, and there's, a left side and a right side, and that's basically it. That's why it kind of reminds me of Narrows. There's not really too many areas to flank other than bottom mid, which, is how you flanked in Narrows. I think that's it for the multiplayer. In the sandbox, they made a bunch of stuff. They made a bunch of tweaks for the Ghost, Mongoose, and Warthog, just to reduce their proneness to flipping over, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to flip them over, and some other stuff, tweaks. I'm not going to read everything, it's a lot of stuff. User interface, they corrected the experience thing under your name, that little bar, so it actually shows up accurately, to show, how much longer until your next rank up. They added a bunch of color options to your emblem. You can now, specifically color coordinate your emblem. You don't have to, pick one of those 3, colors that 3v3 put together for you, depending on what color that you pick. Which is stability and networking. Don't worry about it unless you've been having problems, so you can read about that. They've done some stuff in theater, but nothing really to talk about since they haven't fixed the problem where your reticule in the theater is not where it was when you were playing in the game. It just, it's not lining up correctly on the guy. You'll be shooting the guy and you'll be hitting all your shots, but the reticle will be off of him. Is basically the best way I can describe it. Excuse me. A couple of new things for Forge. New assets in Forge, new blocks and all that stuff. There's a new drop pod that you can use. Don't worry about it unless you're a forger. They also had some bug fixes they had for Forge, tweaks and cleanup, and a couple of miscellaneous things. So if you want to read about the whole thing, I will put the link in the description, and it is a lot of stuff compared to the last 2 DLCs. And also they announced that sometime this year, I'm guessing in a couple months, we're going to be getting a Firefight Warzone put in. It's going to be using the same maps that you use for regular Warzone, but it's just going to be you and a few other teammates against a bunch of AI, so that's going to be pretty cool. Since a lot of people have been asking for Firefight. No news on Infection. I know a lot of people want Infection back, but no news on that. We've got a few more months until June when our agreement with 3v3 ends on free DLC, and then we'll see if they're still going to be giving us free DLC. There's also a new emblem that is free. It might still be on the home screen message of the day, but a community member passed away. I believe he was in the military. I'm not sure if he died in the line of duty or not, but he did pass away, so they dedicated a emblem in his honor, and it is the first emblem ever in the history of Halo that is animated. It flickers and stuff like that. There's a way for you to color coordinate it so it, animates a little bit more, opens and closes, but it is pretty cool emblem. I like it, and yeah, it's cool that they're doing something for a community member that lost their life. So, moving on to some other Halo stuff, we've got the Arbiter that is going to be put into Killer Instinct, and he pushes the game Killer Instinct scripting to the limit, meaning that he's got the most vocabulary out of any character. The things that you can use with him, he has the Type 51 carbine. It holds 18 rounds of radiatic ammo and fires 3-shot bursts. And then after, once the magazine has been emptied, gunshots are replaced by melee attacks. So I'm guessing he's kind of a long-range fighter, but he also has the energy sword to use. He also has a plasma grenade to use in the game as well. And then Combat Evolved, he can tack on a plasma grenade or fire his weapon, and then he can throw his energy sword. So yeah, he can do a lot of stuff compared to a lot of the other characters in the game that have only a couple things. He has a bunch of different things, so he's very versatile. But he also has a lot of, like I said, a lot of scripting compared to all the other characters, since there's a huge story behind the Arbiter. So you'll be hearing him say things about the Covenant, about his past, and all that stuff. There's also going to be different armor in the game that you can use for the Arbiter. There's going to be Halo 2 armor from that game. Also, you're going to have combat armor, storm armor, ranger, commander, zealot, and aesthetic armor that you can use to put on the Arbiter. If you want to read about the whole thing, it will be down in the description below. But it's a pretty big deal that a Halo character such as the Arbiter is going to be put into Killer Instinct, and you're going to be able to use them in a fighting game. Also, there are $500 StarCraft 2 Tychus figures, and there's going to be a gallery here for you to check it out. So if you guys are into action figures or StarCraft 2, and you want to check out the gallery of these action figures, I will put them in the description below. Also, Dark Souls mobile spinoff is going to be coming out. It is going to be called Slashy Souls. It's going to try to stay true to Dark Souls' roots. It came out today, actually, and not sure if it's free or not. They didn't announce it, but you can check out on the App Store. It's going to be hitting the iOS and Android. So if you want to go to the Play Store, see if it's free or not. It's just going to be kind of similar to Temple Run or Robot Unicorn as well. So yeah, if you want to check that out. Moving on to Battlefield 5 news. That is right, Battlefield 5 is going to be coming out this year. They kind of messed up on a website. I'm not sure if it was called Thrillo or whatever, but in the picture it does show that it's going to be on the PC, the PlayStation 4, and the Xbox One. It's going to be set in World War I. They did change the text after people saw the leak to a tactical shooter, and that's basically it. But the date also says 26/10/2016, which in America translates to October 26, 2016. Basically around the time that Halo Wars 2 and Gears of War 4 comes out, so it's going to be added to the lineup of this fall and winter's big game lineup. So you could expect Battlefield 5 to come out there. So yeah, pretty exciting news, and just a cool thing for you guys to look at. Game Informer did a cool thing ranking all 151 original Pokemon from dumbest to coolest. So if you want to check out that list and see a description of every Pokemon and why they put it in that rank, then you can check it out, and I will put the link in the description below. And that is going to do it for the news today. Let's see, other than that, what to talk about. If you haven't gotten Far Cry Primal or Plants vs. Zombie 2 yet, I highly recommend you do. I played both of the games and they're fun. We've got, on March 8th, we've got The Division coming out. On April 7th or something, we've got Quantum Break coming out. And that's going to do it. So if you guys enjoyed Need to Know News this time around, give it a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos coming soon. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.